All right, we are here doing an occasional podcast because Pastor Jess and Pastor Barry are heading out of here along with 34 other souls on the big jet plane to the Holy Land via Jordan. So we will be tripping out of here on Monday the 6th, and it's pilgrimage for us. So I mean, it's time away, and it's a learning time, but it's also a spiritual endeavor.
I am. I've been looking forward to this trip for a very long time, and I always knew I would go back. I'll talk about the class I took there in a little bit, but I am excited for this opportunity because my last trip there was more focused on the class material, and there was less of kind of the pilgrimage aspect, less of the archaeological sites. So it'll be really good to go back and kind of have that paired with scripture and devotion and kind of go through that in a more classic and traditional way. And yeah, I'm a dork in that I'm all packed. I'm ready to go. I could go tomorrow.
Well, good on you. I could go tomorrow too, and I'm not already and all packed, but I'll get there. So this has been my third time going to Israel. First time to Jordan. First time I went, it was actually with a conference senior high youth outing to the Holy Land, and they had a couple of extra seats that they opened up for myself and another adult who had been doing a lot of conference camping, so knew the kids and had an investment in the youth. So that was 1988, and then I went in 2007 with a group that was funded by the Cousins Foundation, and it was an opportunity strictly for clergy to have their entire trip paid as a way to support clergy in a space of relaxation and renewal. So that pilgrimage was really focused on the internal work of ministry that we needed to do before going back. So there was lots of space to do your own thing and writing and that was a wonderful trip for me. It was the most diverse group I've ever been a part of in terms of ethnicity. Most of the folks in the Detroit area were African Methodist Episcopal Zion, African Methodist Episcopal, CME, and there were just two of us that were United Methodist. That's not true. There were two of us Anglo United Methodist, and it was a wonderful. It's good to be minority sometimes.
Mm-hmm. The last time I went was 2014, and it was a part of my class requirement. So in seminary, if you are on the MDiv track, I think all United Methodist seminaries have a cross-cultural experience that has a class attached to it. And so I took Dr. Bryant's Outrageous Hope trip, which was also sponsored by the Center for the Black Experience at Garrett. And we really went focused particularly on the conflict and the structures and the infrastructure around the conflict, and wanted to learn about how folks are engaging with that, particularly in Israel-Palestine, and how it relates to our current racial divide here in the States, and what areas are particularly, predominantly white Protestants responsible for some of what happens in other places in the world. And it was fascinating. And all of it was pretty much in the West Bank. And very, really wonderful bonding. I learned a lot, became very passionate about that particular issue. And now we will go back again with a whole other group of people doing a whole new thing.
And some new tensions in the Middle East, and particularly in Palestine. Hold on just a second. It's going.
Oh. So what's unique about this trip is that, Barry and I served together as co-pastors here at Chapel Hill, and we are both going.
Not only are we both going, but our director of communications and discipleship is going, and our office manager is going. And I think there's a total of 17 from Chapel Hill going, and a myriad of other clergy and people that have been part of my life. I'm the tour host, so I put this thing together and put the word out. And the whole thing was really, it was started by a member of the congregation that has a bucket list, and one of those pieces of her bucket list was to do Israel with her pastor. And I'm going to be winding my time down at Chapel Hill in another year and a half or less now. And so this was an opportunity for us to do that. So I'm excited to see lots of folks involved from lots of different areas of my life and ministry.
Yeah, what are you most looking forward to?
It sounds weird, but I went to Yad Vashem in 1988 and have not been since. Yad Vashem is the National Israeli Holocaust Memorial and Museum, and it is extraordinarily well done. I've been to lots of Holocaust museums in this country, and one in Ireland actually, I think, and they're all powerful. The one in Israel has a wonderful garden that's dedicated to the just, righteous Gentiles, those who supported Jews in the 1930s and 40s, kept people safe, and many died in trying to do that. But the Hall of Souls with the candles reflecting in the glass and in the mirrors, and the names being read over and over and over again of those 6 million plus who died in the Holocaust.
Yeah, I'm excited that my spouse and I have. That's like Barry had to put that in special. He had to kind of add that as part of an option for the tour. It wasn't originally on it, but it's worthwhile enough, and me and my spouse are going to attend that as well. And I'm looking forward to that reflective, meaningful space.
The whole. I get great joy watching other people seeing this stuff for the first time and make connections, because so much of the stories within the Gospels are connected to the geography of the land and make sense once you're standing in the space and go, oh, that's why this says this and that, and it's just helpful. And there are wonderfully exciting and holy moments, like going out on the Sea of Galilee and having worship on the boat. And I try to fall asleep there to emulate Jesus.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward. There's a lot I'm looking forward to. Sometimes standing in some of those ancient churches, whether they are the actual, graded appropriate historical sites or not, just knowing, the energy in those spaces, because there have been so many folks there seeking to know more about God. Sometimes that really overwhelms me and is a really beautiful feeling. When I was there previously, we stayed in the West Bank, so we'd hear the call to prayer every morning, and I anticipate we'll hear that in Jordan. And there's something about waking up at 5 a.m. to a call to prayer and thinking about, hey, what can I learn from this, and how can I just be here present in this space where my religion is not the dominant religion. That's rare, most folks identify as Christian in some way. And I'm really excited to go to Petra. I haven't been to Jordan at all. So
me neither.
It'll be lovely. And the food. Pumped about the food.
Oh, there's the food.
Very excited.
Yeah. All the falafel all the time.
Yes, all the falafel all the time. Well, we will we'll keep y'all posted if you want to follow along on Peachum Home. That's our Facebook group.
Yeah,
put some pictures up there.
So if you're interested in following, so we'll be starting in Jordan and working our way down the Dead Sea and coming across into Israel, and we'll hit the community of Qumran, which was the home of a sect of Jews called the Essenes, and we'll make our way up to Jerusalem for a couple of days, and then on up north into Galilee, by way of Bethlehem, Israel is not a large country, so it sounds like an awful lot, but there's no drive we take that's more than 3 hours, I don't think.
Yeah, we don't have to walk like everyone else did in biblical times.
That's true. It would have been easy for Mary and Joe had they, just taken the bus.
Sure. Yeah.
Or easier.
Yeah.
Easy for me to say.
Yep.
Well, cool. Well, we'll loop back, and I'm sure we'll be talking about it.
Yes, and then we will our next sermon recap will be after Transfiguration on February 19th.
Which may indeed be impacted by our experiences of the topography of the Holy Land.
Yes.
Wait and see.
Yes, wait and see.
I just wanted a chance to say topography.
All right, mission accomplished. We'll see you all in future.